everybody? My name's Dion Morales, your host of the Gold Squadron podcast, and we're coming to you live from round 4 of the Galactic Championship Qualifier. It is the Hoth edition, and we're starting our commentary on this game at what you might be thinking is this is kind of early, but that's because we got a trigger that we haven't seen their old codes, but they check out. Today, I'm joined by William Hagwood.
Hopefully my accent doesn't sound as bad as Dion's slip up.
And then on stats and stuff, we got Jason Grimm. Changed it up. Let's see if they could find the mute button. I hear panic. And actually, they're in another channel. So it's Jason Grimm and James Ritter. So we're going to go ahead and pay out the points from the last round so that we can get ready for this one. So last time we had, what was it, player 1 or player 2?
1.
It was player 1 that won. Yep, got that. So we'll pay out those points so we're ready for the next one. But we're going to open up the Choose Your Champion here pretty soon. Will, break down these lists and let us know what is that. Why is there a YV666 on the other side of the table?
Yes, exactly. So I wanted to start this game early because we need to address the Boba Fett crew. And they're popping off already. So Boba Fett crew allows you to deploy at range 0 of an obstacle. Now, why this is important is because of Moralo Eval. Moralo Eval can flee from the battlefield using one of their 2 charges, and then they come back in the next planning phase. We also saw in the system phase overtuned modulators come out, so 3 calculates onto Moralo Eval, coming in to threaten the flank of these A-Wings and Poe. Basically, you give the opponent a conundrum. Do you turn in towards my reinforced triple calculated ship, which also has Gamma Key, so you know I'm keeping any of those tokens at the end of the round that are left over, or do you let it get on the flank by ignoring it? I will say that the opponent did a great job of avoiding like Moralo coming in for any blocks or anything too extreme, because there is a limitation that you cannot be range 3 of an enemy ship for that Boba Fett deployment. This is Andrew Goldback. He's flown Finn, Ulti, and Moralo in our last qualifying events. This time returning with Finn Rao with Predator and Joy Rekoff with Predator and Ion Torpedoes. Finn Rao loves range 1, so where he gets defensive bonuses and offensive bonuses. Then Joy Rekoff has the same defensive Concordia face-off, but instead of getting extra dice, uses Ion Torpedoes to reduce the amount of dice the defender rolls. And can do that twice per game because of the 2 charges on the torps. And so the general strategy with this is that you're baiting the opponent into either, if you turn in on Moralo, it gives the Fangs the opening. If you ignore Moralo, you're jousting Fangs, which they also won't mind.
Can I say real quick, I love the combo. So he was able to get Moralo deployed. He popped the overtuned modulators to get the triple calculates. And if the A-Wings and Poe gun it forward, Moralo is going to use Gamma Key to hold on to all 3 of those calculates and probably have target lock calculate after this in this engagement.
Exactly, yeah. Gamma Key and overtuned modulators, one of my favorite new combinations. You know I love that Gamma Key on the YV666 to hold the reinforced tokens, but it also gets around a lot of the penalty of overtuned, because if that charge is inactive, anytime you remove a green token in the in phase, you receive a strain. Though, on the other side though, Nicholas Blanchete? Is it Machete or is it... Say that guy's name.
Which one?
Nicholas.
Nicholas. Blanchete.
Sounds great. Fantastic.
Yep. Like Flechette. Flechette.
Okay, but not machete.
Right.
Okay.
It could be Blanchete. Let's go with Blanchete. Blanchete. Blanchete.
Okay.
With an N in there. Blanchete.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, Nicholas has brought an Alpha Strike Squadron here on ZZ with Starboard Slash and Proton Rockets Tali, Starboard Slash Proton Rockets Sefton. The other I-5 A-Wing also with Starboard Slash and Proton Rockets. Then Commander Poe out there with Proton Rockets. Commander Poe can give people a second action during their perform action step. Let's see who took it here. That would be ZZ. ZZ has the Proton Rocket lined up, so is able to get Focus Lock modified. See Poe starting off the attacks.
That's right. We got 3 hits. And we're going to get only a single damage because of reinforce there. That's going to be 1 shield off of Moralo.
Yeah, Nicholas, no slouch here. Recognized that Moralo coming in and is going to threaten with this now double modded Proton Rocket thanks to Commander Poe.
And you're going to need those modifiers. You got hit, crit, focus. Here's the reroll. You're able to get 1 more. Spend the focus. Yes, 3 hits and a crit. Looking at Moralo, rolls the defense, got the squiggle, adds the second one because of reinforce. That's going to be hit, crit, 2 more shields down.
All right, no big deal so far. Is this going to be a third proton rocket or a second proton rocket?
Pop them while you got them. Let's go.
Yeah, this resistance squad is quite the alpha strike when you can line up these multiple prockets, get the additional mods.
Another
spend the calculate.
Yeah, another set of 4, spends calculate, 2 more damage.
Yeah, over-tuned and the reinforce just doing work out here.
I think honestly that's not a bad engage for him.
For who are you talking about? Sorry.
For Moralo there.
I mean, it could have been worse. The reinforce is really showing its strength in this, but we are going to see Moralo take a crit here, and it is a damage engine.
Yep, so if you want to fly off the board, you end up taking the stress. What's interesting is that ships in reserve do lose their round tokens during the end phase. So Gamut Key and Overtune, or Gamut Key can't save the tokens while you fly off the board. Yeah, it doesn't look like any other shots here. So risky maneuver by Moralo. Gonna have to push something through. ZZ was able to spend the focus on offense, but get the ZZ or spend the ZZ charge to get another token, and neither of the other A-wings are open to attack. So probably just gonna go into Poe 4v2. Gonna utilize Tali's bullseye mechanic to give Poe a 3rd dice.
Here's the 4 dice, range 1. Are we going to get some calculate shenanigans?
Well, you can hold them with Gamut Key if you want. And I believe is choosing to do so, yeah. Save them for next round.
What's a better shot?
I mean, this is going to be a big tell, though, because if you save the tokens...
That means you're staying on the board, or planning to stay on the board.
Exactly. Poe got 2 natural evades, 3 with the focus.
Now,
it's a good call there.
What we're talking about is with Moralo's ability. When you go off the board with Moralo, you use his charge. He's going into reserves. When you're in reserves, your green tokens go away. Now, here's the thing. Andrew could also be baiting here hard. He'd say, you know what? Gamut Key, I'm staying on the board. Right? Those are the signals that he's sending out to Nicholas. But they're very much to be like, actually, that was I punked you. You put all your ships in position to fight Moralo this turn, and now the Fang fighters are chewing on your rear end. So I'm curious to see which one of these is the call.
I mean, this is the beautiful conundrum of Moralo, is that, like I said, you turn towards Fang fighters who are coming in hot. they got no reason not to. Expect boosts and barrel rolls from them. Fenrau gonna probably fight forward, come in as fast as possible to get into that range 1 safety zone for him. I mean, the A-Wings have turrets. They can obviously go just very fast. They could skip past Morello if I'll utilize some of these starboard slashes. The starboard slash, very good on the I-5s because you can move after somebody else and then make sure that they cannot remove that strain. And then after you fly past them, you just rotate your arc and give them a turret shot while they're strained. And you could stack up multiple strains with it too. Each one of these little A-Wings could strain the same ship.
Mm-hmm. I'm excited to see what the plan is here. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I believe red tokens do persist during reserves. Am I correct?
Yes. I've taken a look at this. Like I said, I'm very interested in the Comet Key and Moralo and stuff. But yeah, your ships in reserve do lose circular tokens, but you keep all your other tokens while you're in reserve. So if you're stressed, you stay stressed in reserve. Same thing of like Tel Tavera. Tel Tavera goes into reserve instead of dying, keeps all associated tokens, including any locks that they have or are on them. So it's like stasis, like going in carbonite. Mm-hmm. Everything's the same, except for the end of round tokens, which I guess would be the exception.
Okay.
Morale stopping there. Okay. Might be able to prevent some 5 forwards past him. Hi, Joy. You boosting in?
Yeah, get in there. Boost focus.
I mean, you gotta boost focus. I mean, Poe could K-turn, but whatever. Don't take your double actions. Or sorry, don't take your single action. This Poe had used one of the 2 charges, and so that's an every other turn ability, that Commander Poe. But we've seen it pretty strong in this list that you can double modify those proton rockets, getting focus lock on these A-Wings. There's unfortunately not a lot of other things you could do with the A-Wings because they're normally linking into red actions like rotate or boost anyways.
Starboard slash!
There we go. There's the first slash. ZZ makes it over. Focus rotate. So who has the procket remaining? That's Tally in the back.
Yep. Tally could shimmy up. Hey, I got a procket.
There's a procket. Yeah, this resistance alpha strike, very nasty.
All right. Very conservative here with Fenrau. Only a 2 straight. I'm surprised, to be completely honest.
Yeah, that boost won't get him into range 1 now, so what are you doing?
Yeah, I would have liked to see him do like a 5 or something.
Yeah, I mean, that's normally the strategy, that you need to get your Fang Fighters in there as soon as possible, while Moralo's tanking as much damage as they can. Yeah, Poe already arc dodged for the most part.
I mean, he's still got Moralo.
You got 7 health. You're a support ship. It's fine, Poe. No, he's trying to shoot a proton torpedo. That's what he's doing.
That's right. Lock him up. If he would have gone 5 straight, wouldn't have had it. Quick note, somebody was asking about Starboard Slash on Poe. Starboard Slash does specifically mention enemy ships.
Yes. And it's not each ship, it's choose one enemy ship.
Yeah. And double focus crit. Decisions. Predator first. Ooh, that got worse. Don't spend that focus. 4 dice from downtown and is fine. Poe, big money.
Man, this Alpha Strike list is making me hurt.
Here we go. 4 dice with the Proton Torpedo. That's big money. You got target lock, though. You don't have a focus. Remember, this is the Commander Poe, not the Trigger Happy Flyboy. 2 hits and a crit.
Should end up being 2 crits there, but only one's going through. Oh, wait, no. Yeah,
Oh, that's
should
a
be
blank.
2 crits.
Disabled Power Regulator. And a stunned pilot.
Well, luckily, Finround's first player and was able to engage before that ion. But yeah, very interested to ask Andrew why he didn't fight forward there. That would be the perfect opportunity.
Maybe he was thinking that they're all going to turn in at him, but even that's fine. 4 dice plus the
at least
Concordia.
If you bump one, that one's not shooting at you, right?
Hey,
Yeah.
mind games go both ways.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there may have been Andrew may have been convinced that Nicholas was going to be coming hard in that direction with everybody.
Well, Nicholas is living like a rent-free in poor Andrew's head right now.
Yeah, it was Tally's last procket here.
5 dice. That's going to be 4. 1 hit, 3 crits. Looking at Moralo right now.
Yep, strained and reinforced, so all 3 are going through.
Only 3 crits. That's a structural damage.
The ship strains itself. No big deal.
That is a stunned pilot.
What's the last one?
And a
Double
damaged damaged engine. Damaged engine to boot.
All right, so none of those too detrimental.
Only to Moralo's life itself, but yeah. Not to the function of the ship.
It's not like blinded or weapons or anything too bad. Loose stabilize or something. I guess that's just like a direct hit, though. All right, so that's then ZZ with the rear arc shot.
Reinforced was in the front, not in the back. So whatever happens here is whatever happens. Spend focus for 3. Moralo will have an opportunity to roll a die. See if he can dodge 1.
Too soon. He's just got structural damage.
Oh, structural. You are correct.
Yeah, and that's just dead.
Yep.
Egon, Moralo. Oh, this is going to be a short one, guys. The Fang Fighters have a lot of uphill climbing to do. Range 2. Joy Wreck Off. No, we're going to go. Is that also range 2 to Tally?
Also range 2 to Tally. Tally doesn't have a token, though.
2 hits and a crit.
Gonna spin that ion torpedo charge to make Tally roll just 2. He's gonna grab them shields off of her.
Half points.
Yeah, Moralo tried to make a big splash there, but I feel like you should have used the what do I want to say, the misdirect, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Where you position as you did so that you can make it look like you're coming in for early attacks, but you just fly off the board round 1, and then hopefully they allow you to. It didn't look like Nicholas was going to let it happen, but then you can essentially deploy behind their formation in the corner.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Andrew has been trying to make this Moralo work for a long time. He's gotten close. I know he's made the cut before with it. And not just not this game. Today wasn't
I
the day.
flew it in one of the qualifiers after being inspired by Andrew Goldback's run.
Yes.
Because it was hyperspace legal. Like, you don't have to run anything too fancy, right?
Right.
Because it's just, before Morello, that was the other thing. Morello and Boba Fett both went down 2 points as well. So you're getting quite the discount here. Joy went down in like the last update by 4 points, so basically you got free ion torpedoes. So the list is gaining more and more toys each round of points. But you have to play it just right.
Now let's go ahead and take a second and talk about Nicholas's list. You know, this we're calling it Resistance Alpha Strike, and I mean, it really does have big punches, and that would not have been possible without the Commander Poe going down in points. That was pretty baller.
Yeah, I've always been really big on Commander Poe, because I mean, like, it's not often that you actually need the second action on Poe.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's always really nice, but sometimes you really don't need it. And being able to spread that around, especially to A-wings that sometimes don't need to boost, or they just want to like focus evade, you know?
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah, and it keeps the Poe cheap too, because you don't need R4, because you're not the one stressing yourself all the time. And yeah, it can open up a lot of interesting things. What about boost then barrel roll on an A-wing?
Yeah, that's another big thing that like they don't normally have. Yeah, so they normally don't have the boost barrel roll. It's usually the barrel roll boost, and it does make a difference sometimes. Being able to like boost around an obstacle, then barrel roll behind it.
Yeah, and they don't like need coordinating, because they have their linked actions and such. So the every other round, not as impactful. I mean, worst case scenario, Poe just uses his ability on himself and just shoots double modified proton torp.
That's right.
I guess so.
I guess that's the worst that happens.
If I have to. All right.
Whoa.
What's the whoa?
He just rotated and hold on.
He focus boost rotated.
Was it a Poe thing?
No, Poe can't do that because Poe is a red action.
Got it. Oh, and ZZ was already stressed the turn before.
Yeah. No. She two-hearted and then
Focus
rotated.
boosted.
Yeah, focus rotated boosted.
It's not things you can do. You can definitely boost rotate, but you can't get a focus token in there. All right, Finral sneaks out of the block, blocks Poe instead, but is now ionized from that proton torpedo crit.
All right, here we go.
Ooh,
Double crits.
That's tempting. Yeah, you can't spend it though, right?
No, you stay alive. All right, but double crits. They do end up landing.
Nice.
That's going to be half points on ZZ. She uses ZZ uses her ability to get a focus, so she has a shot back with modifiers.
That'd have been nice to push that crit though.
True.
That's true.
Hindsight's 20/20 though. You were expecting one, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Not going to be anything there.
She's spending it for one. She threw the dice away though. I'm not sure. Oh, because then there's one evade. It's no big deal.
And a crit. Spend for 2. Hit crit. Looking at Fenrau at range 3. Fen able to natty out of it. This is going to be range 2 back at Joy Rekoff. Only a single hit.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm switched.
Safe.
Joy's in pink. Fenrau's the ionized one. With all them
Oh,
crits.
sorry. I have them flipped. Okay. Pink is Joy. Blue is Fen. I don't know why I had those mentally flipped.
Well, I mean, Tally's getting shields down, Zuzu's shields down. There's still particularly squirrely ships to take off the board. This Poe Dameron, who managed to get second player, is going to be a real in-game nightmare for either one of these Fangs. But I'm not sure there's a lot Fenrau can do, because I don't know if he... Yeah, be sad. Indeed. I mean, ZZ doesn't have a lot of places to go there, but if he moves towards Fenrau, Fenrau won't have much place to go either. So it's up to Joy. Joy and one ion torpedo to save the day.
I like to think he's a grumpy Fen. Sad Mandalorian.
Yeah, it makes a lot more sense, actually. He's in there. Wait, do Mandalorians have gods? I don't think so.
That's an interesting question.
I think they slayed them early on in their history.
Yeah, I guess
Makes
they praise
sense.
Mandalore. That's more like a
Oh,
saint or
yeah.
something.
Saint, yeah. It's like a saint
Like
thing.
the Mandalore.
Yeah.
So he's cursing the Mandalore for this conundrum he's got himself in.
Blasphemy.
Darn you, Darksaber!
Exactly.
All right, Joy Rekoff taking the turn 2. Barrel roll. Trying to see if you can keep ZZ in your sights. You want that range 1.
Oh, ZZ, you know that Fenrau's going to shoot you if you do that, right?
Oh, yeah.
Now he's got nowhere to go.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
5 die shot. Here we come.
Wait, Poe moved first? No, I was going to say, what?
What?
All right, they're double checking to make sure, yeah, that does bump. All right, anybody use Poe's ability? No, not this
No.
round.
Yeah,
Not this
round,
time.
Probably could have used it to get a lock, I guess.
Yeah, probably not doing damage anyway, though.
5
Yeah, range
dice.
1.
Fenrau, 5 dice. Big money, big money, big money. Hey, you got
Okay.
4. 2 hits, 2 crits, and you got them all.
no.
A predator. Taking every bit of it.
5 hits. She's dead. She gone.
Yeah, no heroic in hyperspace.
Yeah.
Nope, nope, nope.
theatrics.
Even if they had like if you get 3 natties, you still die.
Yeah, that predator coming in clutch there to guarantee the kill. Took it away from Joy. Real sad. Came in for the
Yeah.
bear roll.
All right, Poe trying to get some revenge here on Fenrau. 3 dice. You got 1 squiggle. There's 2 hits out there. Re-rolling out of box, and you got it.
Okay.
Lives.
That's the shot you needed to survive. The other one's at range 1. This one's at range 3. Unmodified.
And 2
All right,
squiggles.
Can Tally do it?
And 2 hits from Tally.
Now with Concordia.
Yep, so 4 dice
Call it 3.
because of Fenrau's ability, and then the free evade because the attack range was 1, and you are in the attacker's front arc. That's Concordia face off.
See, Fen wasn't sad. He was grumpy and just focusing up for that.
Yeah,
Fen's revenge.
he let out all that pent up anger out on that range 1 attack. Okay, well, I mean, this is looking better. I mean, Fenrau can turn towards Sefton, start making some moves over there, maybe shake that stressed Poe behind him. Joy can turn in, perhaps not hit the gas cloud, get some good arc on Poe, clearing stress.
Shake and bake,
Yeah, I was
baby.
thinking that Tally could turn right 2 and boost rotate to block the 4K.
Oh, Fenrau? You can K-turn
Yeah.
Fenrau.
I
Yeah,
guess
hard-
you could. I guess you could just go after Sefton there.
Yeah, you got hard 3, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, hard 3
I think-
boost.
I'm just so used to them just like only 2 harding or 2 banking.
Oh, well, this one happens to be unstressed for the time being.
Oh, I think you might also see a starboard slash.
Starboard
Ooh,
slash!
slash
Take a
him.
strain.
He said, "Mom, I did the thing."
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said before, Slash turns out pretty good if you're an I-5 turret. Not too bad.
Yeah, the question has always been, like, you got to be careful not to overplay for starboard slash. Because if you
Oh,
do, then you're, like, putting yourself in, like, oh, I'm going to go sit in people's front arc so then I can starboard slash them after. No, that's a bad idea.
Yeah, not do that.
Pretty sure it's worth it every time. Every time.
Well, I mean, these A-Wings would line up proton rockets. So,
Especially if you get to yell, starboard slash.
Slash.
Starboard slash. Ooh, that's an aggressive move. Yeah.
Yeah, there's Fenrau coming in. Didn't line up the bullseye. I don't think so. Poe, you think you can bank boost out of that arc? I doubt it. It's gonna focus lock. There it is, Commander Poe. Look at me. I'm the commander now.
If he had opened, or if he had closed his fold, he could have boosted bear rolled out of arc.
Nope, chose violence.
No, that's the correct choice. So
Here we go. 5 dice. Let's go. 1 hit and a crit. Gonna spend
Yeah,
it. Choosing to stay
spend
aggressive.
it.
Natties.
Triple evades.
did he check Predator?
It's non-bullseye.
It's-
the arc check.
Did he do the arc check?
You did.
Yeah, multiple closest points,
Oh,
unobstructed.
okay.
range
Yep,
one.
I saw it. Yep. Thank you. I was like, you should always check still.
Poe, range 1.
Seriously shaking the dice. They don't.
2 hits. Has a lock. This is a fully modded Poe Dameron shot. Ooh, blink to blink.
You know, Joy's got Predator Ion Torpedo. You gonna spend it?
Yeah.
Just gonna spend it. You're only gonna have 1 dice anyways.
Yeah.
All right. Concord Dawn takes just a single hit.
That's the first damage there on Joy Wreckoff. And here is Tally, range 1. Remember, Concordia face-off does not work on this attack. And doesn't matter
Who
because
needs
you
Concordia?
natty out.
Just natty out. All right, Sefton. Are you gonna take the shot on Fenrau? Or
Ooh,
Joy?
that's
Goes
a
for
question.
Fenrau. Yeah, no problem. 4
2
evades
hits.
after Concordia. Turns out Fang's really good. They're surprisingly good.
So Joy can see the attack roll before she chooses if she wants to make him roll lower.
Correct.
2.
So
2.
we got Predator, Focus,
3
and
hits.
then gonna spend it.
Yeah, he spent it before.
All right.
Ends up 2 damage.
All right, and that's all of Joy's torpedo uses there.
Yeah, no cutthroat or anything on Joy. So
Yeah.
that's it for that. Now she's a named Skull Squadron with Predator.
Yeah,
That's-
Predator. Yeah,
A Skull Squadron that's done some work.
yeah.
Hey man, doing damage. Been around though.
It did more damage than Morello did.
So sad. Moralo, so sad.
Yeah, maybe Morello.
Too aggressive.
Maybe you don't try to sneak up on an Alpha Strike list.
Yeah, but not alone. Not alone.
I know.
Was that really sneaking though?
I mean, they saw it coming. They deployed.
Boba Fett, where?
I mean, there's a bus right there.
Yeah, I mean,
Don't
big
mind me,
props
don't mind me.
To Nicholas for recognizing that, knowing that the only place because you couldn't do the Bulba deployment on the closest rock because there was a completely covered range 3, that it had to be a farther one away. Super smart deployment here. Here's another starboard slash though. You're getting slashed.
Slash.
Starboard slash.
I mean, it's on a stressed Fenrau, so
Yeah.
probably won't matter.
All right, you got Sefton moving around. All these I-5s doing the work, able to hunt Joy Rekhoff a little bit. And looks like we're going to get a boost in pursuit of Fen Rao. Fen hasn't moved yet. Likely to be out of arc. But you want to
Man,
continue to pursue. Keep the pressure on.
RC2s are so much fun. Like, why do they make this ship so much fun? It's like boosting and rotating around.
It doesn't look like he's going to leak. Nope, it's going to leak.
Hold on to that focus just in case Tally's got that edge of range 3. That is emergency procedures for sure.
Oh. Where are you
Just-
going?
Just a 1 straight?
No, nowhere.
Going nowhere.
One forward to victory.
Huh. Okay. Oh, maybe you have some confidence in Sefton, maybe to do some serious damage to Joy.
Ooh, it was out. But here's the range 2, though.
Oh no.
That's a hit crit. And both of those are sticking onto Joy Rekhoff. We got a direct hit down to 1.
No.
No.
No. No.
No hull upgrade here.
No hull upgrade here, Dylan.
What?
He called the direct hit as soon as he saw the crit. by the
Oh,
way.
were the cards stacked? The original
Yeah,
ones?
they were stacked.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
I know. It's not my preferred method of it either, but
You go.
it keeps the board cleaner. So if that's priority,
Yeah.
go for it.
Yeah. And as soon as he saw the crit on the table, Andrew said, "Yeah, it's gonna be direct hit. And I'm gonna die." He didn't even roll his dice yet. He just said, "I'm gonna die direct hit here."
This guy's played Fangs before. He knows.
This guy's playing space.
All right, 37 minutes left on this clock. We just got only Fen Rao left here, and I know there were some people earlier saying that this game would end, even like, super fast. They're like, "Oh, this is a 20-minute game." Andrew has managed to keep it interesting. He has done some significant damage, able to take ZZ out early, half points on Tally. Some scratches here on Poe as well. I honestly think if Fenrau had been able to squeak this one out, I think it could have been. I think it would have been really interesting. I think he would have had a chance.
Yeah, I mean, this is when you're playing Alpha. I mean, these are both Alpha Strike squadrons. They're just trying to come in hot and do as much damage as possible. So to make the end game easier for their aces. I just did not. When you have that Razor's Edge list building style, every little flaw, every little dice roll is detrimental.
All right, looks like Poe is going to have to target lock a rock. And range 3 from downtown. That's going to be 2 going on Joy. Joy trying to stay alive. That's an evade. Yep, got
That's
it.
Finn.
It's still fun.
Still Finn.
Finn's got this though.
Oh, fuck.
Poe's separated. You go hunt Poe. There's no way him moving after you will get him out of arc.
I'm feeling really dumb right now.
No, it's okay, man. It's
I don't know why. Pink. For whatever reason, I have mentally stuck with Fenrau. Alrighty. Well, Fenrau. Yes, I said Fenrau left. He needs some big 5 dice attacks to try to get back in this game. 165 to 69.
All right, Dion. Xpov's asking the real questions here. How has Hoth been different from the before times? Have you noticed anything particularly different?
Well, so right now it's okay. Let me. There's a couple of things going on. Right, we implemented a lot of changes. Mm-hmm. One of the things I'm more curious to see is what extended looks like with our current rule set, because we are in hyperspace. So some of the changes that we've seen may be hyperspace specific versus necessarily all rule changes. And for anybody who's not familiar, what we've implemented was the deficit scoring, randomized first player order, and then of course we're using the new points and we have hyperspace. Everybody has built to 200. The cheapest point list that we've seen is 199, and there was 3 of them in the tournament, and that's because they could not make a 200-point squad with the upgrades that they wanted. Honestly, the list archetypes, even though there's some of the same ships that we're seeing once in a while, we have seen we've seen like different archetypes, just like small tweaks. Like for instance, this Commander Poe 3 A-Wings. Even though we have seen Poe and A-Wings before, it's a very different feel of a list than what we've seen before. I think probably Go ahead.
Yeah, because I mean, like if you were taking Poe and 3 A-Wings, you would think that there would be very light on upgrades because you want to make sure that you get the deeper bid to let Poe move last, and let these A-Wings move last as well against other aces. But when you're building up to 200, turns out you can fit 3 rockets and a freaking proton torpedo, and it works. So, granted, he did get the bid here, but still, or he got the initiative win, quote unquote. But I mean, man, he has so many toys.
You know, one of my curiosities is with the deficit scoring is being able to put more toys in a list does potentially allow for more destruction You know what I mean? Like, full destruction in games is something that we rarely see in tournament play. And in our last 3 games, we've gotten pretty darn close. We got full destruction in the first game, pretty close in round 2, and round 3 we had full destruction as well. Or did I have round 2 and 3 flipped? Not sure. But we're kind of heading there again in this matchup where a list was able to take advantage in the early game, and now we have Andrew, trying to claw his way back. He still has a chance, but it's interesting.
All right, so we see a couple failed boosts there to try to pursue Fenrau.
Yeah,
He's just going after Poe. Don't think Poe's going to be sticking around here for very long. Nope, he's turning in. But he didn't open his wings, so
oh no.
It's going to be pretty sad to find out that... oh, there it goes.
Oh, yeah, they said it verbally.
Okay. So in Bullseye, range 1, Fenrau has the chance to get some good damage on Poe.
Not like that.
Yeah, it's got only the 1 reroll.
Hit crit and double focuses. Grab for that, no damage.
I mean, he may have been the focus.
And here's Poe. Not going to have any modifiers on this attack. No locks out there at the moment. Hit crit. Fenrau should be... Oh, no, there is. Sorry, I just saw it in the corner there. The reroll, and that's going to be 3. 2 hits and a crit. Concordia will save it.
There you go. It's obstructed.
It is. Just barely obstructed on that bottom right-hand corner. Only 1 hit. This is, with the focus token out there, impossible to take damage. Insert person who says, no, I'd figure it out. I'd figure out a way to take damage there. My dice are that bad. Negative dice. And
Marshcliff, Poe has 1 charge left on those proton torpedoes.
Gambler Tuba really wants to insult Fen, calling him a coward. A crazy bugger. Just a bad guy overall.
Yeah, I think that might have been Andrew's chance to claw his way back into the game. It would have been able to get Poe off the board there somehow. I think he's going to have a hard climb back up.
Climb. Well, we have 20. Yeah. Go ahead.
I was going to say, Gambler Tuba. Yeah, I feel like Finn should have turned in to see Talia as well. But yeah, it would have been 50-50 because Talia could have just sped away as well, and then you'd be facing the wrong way. At least you know where Poe's going to go.
True that. So right now, Fenrau is going to need to find an approach vector. Has time. Fen is a dangerous piece as long as it's alive. The question is Nicholas... How is Nicholas going to use Poe to give the A-Wings time to get in position? Marshcliff asking the question, you may have discussed it at the beginning of the game, but I may have missed it. What do you think about Commander Poe being so much cheaper now compared to Flyboy?
What is the points difference?
It's, I think, 6.
It's not that much different. Yeah, it's only 6 points.
Yeah, 6. So, I mean, the question is, like, Commander Poe wasn't seeing play at all. Now, this is the first time we've actually seen it on the table and it be used in a successful squad. And I know one of the things, and let me preface what I'm saying by saying that this is not a critique, but simply an observation. One of the things that I've seen mentioned, and I've thought of it myself, is AMG with the idea of the deficit scoring plus randomized player order plus the points changes all at once. It is unclear to know which lever that was pulled may make a ship more usable than it was. So, for instance, yes, the 6 points is significantly cheaper, but, for instance, if this squad, let's say we didn't have, they kept it the same price as Trigger Happy Flyboy Poe, or maybe even 1 point cheaper, just because it's every other turn ability. Could it have been viable in an environment where it wasn't still as cheap, but had, for instance, deficit scoring? There's a couple of different situations right there where it's not entirely clear which of the changes would cause a ship to be more or less relevant. And I think that's fine. It's okay to make the big changes all at once. But I think that's one thing to talk about as well in the conversation. It's not always clear who was the beneficiary or what reason was the beneficiary of or the reason why it became better. In this case, I do think the 6 points and I6 is probably the most obvious one. Like that variable, that's the word I was looking for, variable. That variable is likely the reason why we're seeing it. At least it is in this squad, right? Like it fits beautifully into this 200-point package of oh no, right? You have it is picture perfect, and this is maybe let's say this becomes a resistance staple somehow, right? And this is what we're seeing. Well, you'll see AMG take either Poe or maybe proton rockets and just bump them up a point or two, right? And so that the exact squad isn't viable anymore. They have those levers to pull as well. But that's something to watch out for. There's a lot of all 3 of those changes can create different waves in the meta. And we got 2 hits and a crit coming in from Fenrau. And that's another half point scored by Fen, while holding on to the focus. Now, can he survive these 2 attacks? 2 hits. That's not going to be anything. Just a focus and a blank. No mods there. This is a range 1 shot. Fen will have an additional die because of his ability, but no Concordia face-off. Only a single hit. Fen's getting what he needs right now. There's a target lock out there, though. That will be a hit and a crit. Fen's got to get 2 evades on 4 dice. Spend the focus. Get 2. And that is back to dials. Fen able to get another half points without giving up anything. And to comment on the, why didn't hyperspace change up more? Well, the other thing that AMG did let us know is that they're working on some type of ban list. Essentially, here's one thing that I find really funny, guys, is there's people, I have definitely seen somebody argue, oh man, I really like hyperspace. Man, but this ban list thing, I ain't even about that. Like I have seen the same person say that. Guys.
It's like, but that's what hyperspace is, though. It's just a banned restricted list. Correct.
It's hyperspace is even, technically it is even less, what's the word? Less refined than a banned and restricted list, because hyperspace is just a ban list. Like, it is only a ban list. Nothing else. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
What happened here? Did Fenrod just take damage? Or is he just
No,
lighting?
it's just a crit marker, I think, or it's like a very damaged ship.
There's a stunned pilot sitting in the box.
Did he really have stun pilot? Oh my goodness, he did.
He gone. Oh,
Oh,
sorry, must
he
have
forgot. He has stunned.
Oh, that's from.
The one crit that never matters until it really matters.
Yup.
Wow.
Well, sorry we missed it. I didn't. Oh, you know what? It's the stacked cards again that got me. Sorry, guys. When you play on stream, please don't stack your cards. I'm going to have to start checking those again. Well, congratulations, Nicholas Blanchete winning 200-91. I'll tell you, though, Andrew gave him a run for his money. Thank you to ISO, Danko, Baffle, Trojan, Prophet, Shadow, Tycho, Spice, Raider, Lancer, Fallen, and Row 6, our Grand Admiral patrons, and all of our Gold Squadron patrons and community members. Thank you so much for your support. Gold Squadron out.